Hi everybody, and welcome to Bad in Theater. This is a game that I saw Markiplier do a while ago, and I wanted to try it, but I never got to it until now. Ooh, settings. Pardon. That's so odd. Possibility. It's so odd. Base game. Oh no. Let's start. This is a game where you play as different people, and like you play as your main perspective as different people, and you add different things to them. Like you can add, for the hero, I'm dutiful or not. Let's turn off. I think let's turn them all off for now, and okay, we can choose them. I saw that Markiplier did this, but I didn't actually watch the video. Let's be the hero. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You're told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped, and is likely being held captive at the nearby Demon Lord's castle. He even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out. You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. If you head off on your adventure to rescue, the maiden. We're gonna save that maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them and gain experience. Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. Let's flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. I wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Ask if they let me in. I want to be like a little... Look at this. He's so cute. Look at that. He's just like, hey, excuse me, sir. Can I come in? You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, but you feel very uncomfortable. They seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. Oh, we didn't have to kill them. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you. You're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. She's so helpful. Thank you. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove that she's lying either. Well, let's kill her. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Oh. Useless hero end. What do you mean useless? No one died! Reset the stage. And this shows you the endings. One here. Oh yeah, I remember playing this. Oh wow. Here begins the story. Flees from demons. Plays demons. Apologize for what he's done. Okay, this is like a tree. This seems like a pretty far ending. Flees from the demons. Seems like a lot of paths lead. Actually, only one path, two paths. Anyways, I tried playing this game before, and I couldn't really get into it. And I believe these things make it so that if you choose a different character, this character will now choose that storyline option, right? So let's do the maiden story. You're a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You're told that you are fated to be captured by the Overlord one day, because you're a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You're in a church and you pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. Being a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. You'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. Yeah, this is taking too long. Let me just kidnap myself. You have a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, you know, see what happens. Okay. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Let's be polite. We'll introduce ourselves. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're the maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps at you and starts biting a lot. How painful. Aw. The plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been a little bit more patient? Why'd you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. It's punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Consumed maiden ends. Reset the stage. Alright. Now let's try the underling. You are demon underling, in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away, and it's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place staring into nothing. Feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You just have to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and questioning obedience. Wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. Oh, she's so mean. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. Oh, so we're going to betray her? You only want to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. Oh! This seems very different from the other ones. This is an assassination plot? Okay, you should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Well, I don't think they're gonna listen to me, but I'm gonna go for it. Let's not. Tell your friends that you were totally not serious about the whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty good must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. That is true. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. We're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. A change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path in nearby a human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You see that? You consider your options. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt you, she regains her composure. So I changed it, right? I chose not to eat her. Right? So I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to get like a polite thing at the end, and I'm going to be able to go back to the maiden story and see how it ends up with her. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which always confused you. But that's because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? Demons and humans have independent societies. Wouldn't it make sense for them to have their own language? Maidens going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line, from what you gather, she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it'd be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. Apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is interesting enough to present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything is cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mentioned how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. I'm so glad you're such a nice boss. Too glad we didn't decide to, you know, hang you. She gives you a look and says, that was just a joke, of course. And you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Okay. You didn't get to sleep long. Your friends woke you up rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. And being a pretty lazy underling, of course you reply with, sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Oh, that's like a kill option. I'm gonna stay loyal! Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly sees you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. Don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. It's pretty messed up to do to a friend, you tell them. You slit your throat in response. Faithful underling ending. Okay. Look at that. We got 2 of them. And 3 endings. Wow. It's only been 11 minutes. It's already been 11 minutes. You were the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal, anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes that they'll leave you and your army alone. But they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, and you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. You remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupts your thoughts about how awesome you are. You're saying something about how boring it is to stand in place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Tyrant. Grant them a day off work. Tell them to take a break from stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. Day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurried off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You wake to find a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to saying that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. Appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her that you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? I don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk? Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to have a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without content. You wonder what to say. Let her stay for a while. Antisocial. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. Enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring out how you've always instructed your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent after you. Explains why people in my village has been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, hasn't it? We're very grateful. Wait. Then what happened with the guy? He ate you. When I was playing as you, he ate you. Well, everyone's playing their role faithfully, aren't they? Surprised to hear her thank you. Well, only the maiden is really, and the hero are no. The hero left without killing a single demon. The only person playing their role is the maiden. And the demon. You always thought of humans as violent and unreasonable. That's why servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leaving them alone. This maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people here in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You're interrupted with another human at your doorway. This time it's a hero. He's apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? None at all. I wanted to meet with the Overlord. I didn't read the note I left behind. After that, everything is oh, it's the good ending! It's the good ending! Yay! Everything is explained. The hero expresses his relief that his whole misunderstanding hadn't led... Oh wait, the rebellion, of course, hasn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologized for causing trouble, and the hero asked her to return to the village with him. If he's feeling just well up inside your heart, I'm surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maid away from you. Possessive. Let them go. I don't want to die. Sure that she'll return to spend more time with you. Just to trust that, you decide. The hero and maiden gone, you plop down into the bed, in the comfort of your luxurious overlord bed. Your room feels empty now. Is it this loneliness? You hope your new friends will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while, till your dorm slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed in flames. What's going on? Try to escape, but something's blocking the door. Having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule if this one burns? You don't have to believe that your underlings have... You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you. It's no accident. It's ungrateful. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire and can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burnt Overlord ending. Okay, now we've done every single one of them. Now, this is where the true meat of the game comes in. Right? We've done only 4 endings. Right? Now, what if we... She's not being tyrant. He's not being hungry or disloyal. Let's do actually, dutiful. No, diplomatic. Polite. And possessive. Right? Okay. You know what I mean? And see what it's like from his perspective. Okay. So we just had... She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. It's because she's not tyrannical. Set on your adventures outside the castle. Change the atmosphere excites you. Spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. Make your... Okay. What's favorite asked? You consider your options. Hear her out. See? She didn't yell at this time. You're in good mood today and you're rather curious about what the maiden has to say. He's only ready to talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You haven't guessed it would be even possible to understand each other before now. Maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. Bottom line from what you gather is that she wants to... Okay. You seem to be getting along fine, just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. Don't get... One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. Okay. I forgot. We don't get to see that stuff until... Sounds like I have trouble. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. Tell them that you were just joking and clarify that you were totally in it to win it. They said that you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it's going to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, fake, you worry that you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle and talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in her room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. They'd probably be casualties if you fought for head-on. And while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree. They suggest you play the assassin. Really didn't want to come down to this. You can't back down. You have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans there. You watch the scene unfold. Possessive. This time, instead of letting the human go, she kills the human. I'm not sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. The Overlord distracted, you figure this is a good chance as any. Launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. Rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. It was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. Tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Heroic underling end. And that's like a completely different ending, right? Now we have everyone here, so there should be the same ending, but like, let's see. What if we, like, it's a different version of the ending that still counts as the goal? What if we play as you? Alright. We say... It's not skipping anything. Grant them a day off work. Let her stay for a while. Keep her here. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. Did it hear you won't let her take her? You won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Oops. She didn't say she prefers this place. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. Take a step forward towards the maiden, and she looks back. She backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already... It's one of your underlings. The maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. This has happened to you. You've been slain by your own underling. Okay. That's good. That's really good. So now we gotta go to this. You tell that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better. Oh, we've only done like one ending with her. The demons really have been listening to you, which is a little irritating. We're not allowed to skip yet because we haven't seen this. That's a good method, right? It knows whenever you haven't seen when you haven't seen a scene, it doesn't let you skip it. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. That's so cute! Oh my god! After a long walk to the castle, you're introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come and she squints at you. Turns out she never has any plans to capture maidens or do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen, and a hero would come to your rescue. I don't really believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. Ask the Overlord what you should do to be more suitable maiden. She doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about Destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying and to talk to her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. Turns out she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out for them. Realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You pressured your attitude to the Overlord on behalf of their village. Your village, not their village. I like that she has a third eye. I think that's really dope. And look at the heart. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but you realize you're just trying to live their lives. Same way as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. Everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What'd you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were super evil, were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. Okay, so then why did you get all scared whenever she tried to capture you then? When she's going to capture you in like 5 minutes? Kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. Feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think of that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, till you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. Explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. Apologize for causing trouble, but really didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. He asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. But the Overlord rejects the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps at the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. She really has been lying to you all along. You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all that blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breath. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel like you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably get home. This place is dangerous. Follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You start to never leave home again for the rest of your life. Skipped Maiden. End B. So this must be ending A? What's half of 41? It's like 20 and 21, or 20.5. I gotta do 20? Alright. Skip. Ask if they'll let me in. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. look at each other in surprise and confusion. This time, it's no time to hesitate. We don't have heroic yet. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil overlord. She screams and falls silent. The overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. I still have so much blood on me. I'm such an amazing person. Look at me. Praise me. I had a calculator right here. I could have just had the whatever. TI-84 plus CE. Got like stuff on it. Villagers are very pleased with what good job you've done slaying the overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. I stabbed her in the back. Or did I? You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant hero. And let's not go with heroic. Okay. Ask the maiden what's going on. I like how it lets me skip and then it doesn't, right? The maiden explains that she was never actually captured and that she came here on her own volition. That's a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. Alright, here's the thing. So far, there has been 0 good endings. Right? 0. Someone has died, or someone has been scarred. Actually, in every single one of them, someone has died. Right? That's pretty dangerous for her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You asked her to return to town with you, to reassure everyone of her safety. The overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous as a hero. It's your job to mediate situations like these. She tells the overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. Came all this way only to be met with a cruel fate. You should have destroyed those evil creatures while you still had the chance. Your dying wish was for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero. End. So I guess they're... Okay, let's go to these endings. Maybe that's the ending. Or... The hero only has what? Oh, what's this? Disloyal. Okay. So, let's try and see if we can match this. We want to get this ending, so we have to be dutiful, hungry. Alright. Let's turn off everything else. Okay, so let's do this. Dutiful. Oh yeah, what is dutiful? I haven't done dutiful yet. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the overlord. Dutiful. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the overlord's chambers. The overlord appears, demanding to know what the heck you're doing murdering all her soldiers. Get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can see only one answer. The overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Yeah. Thinking about the poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons. You talk down before this final battle. The overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no signs of the maiden within the walls. Just as you suspect, she must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does it matter to you if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. Return the overlord's remains and wrap her head in her cape to bring back to the village. Surely a great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero. Okay. That's incredible. What about this? We still have a lot to do. Okay, try to reach the true endings. True endings? I've only done 2 endings with her. 2 endings with him. 2 endings with her. 4 endings with him. Okay, what if I don't have... Okay. Well, I just have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's try doing this one. It's gonna be dutiful, dutiful. Okay, turn off this one. Also, I guess that just kind of spoiled it for me. Dutiful. You find the maiden being held captive by the overlord just as you suspected, but for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. Oh, she's mad! You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. It's no time to hesitate. Ask maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks you why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The overlord moves past you and out the door. You see our army in lifeless but bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. I hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserved this. Tragic hero end. Okay. Now that we have this going on, or actually, we can put that back on and have new endings for them as well. Like guaranteed new endings. Maiden. Actually, no. This will not be a guaranteed ending. You yell, but the hero does not come. The hero... Okay. I forgot. No. I'm so stupid. Of course. No. Gobble her. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. They haven't done anything yet. Put on a show. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak. His bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams, grows louder, applauds. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, yeah, that was totally worth it. A curtain closes. Performer underling ends. Actually, I want to try him again. Gobble her up. Change your mind and leave. You figure if people were this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. So they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. No, it didn't. You're just one little underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. A few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. Okay, let's avenge. What does this guy think he is? Coming here and killing everyone? Like some kind of maniac? What did we ever do to him? You injured him while he's busy driving a sword into a guard who sometimes brought you food whenever you noticed you were kind of feeling down. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart that this hero suffers for his deed. Bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you. There's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile on him as your consciousness fade. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Victorious underling. He is victorious! So there's probably like 3 for each of them, right? Also, I'm gonna be honest, like, what would an ending for her look like if he died right then? I didn't get anything. It involved the plot to kill the Overlord. Eats the maiden immediately. Doesn't scream at the sight of the underling. Okay, Overlord. Yeah, whatever. You wake to a huge commotion outside. Your hero's shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell? Guy! You rush out on the battlefield to confront this jerkwad who curses at him and very rudely inquires reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about. You can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. Decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than demons who served you. It was a title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you swallowed by the darkness. Okay. I feel like the true ending is never going to be one where the underling is hungry. Right? I feel like this is just to get more, like, titles or whatever. Right? Look, 14. Let's see if I can do a maiden one. Possessive. Oh, when she's possessive. Meets antisocial. Okay. Diplomatic. Possessive. Okay, turn disloyal off. Turn hungry off. Antisocial. Yeah, this is like the bulk of the game. Diplomatic, possessive. Diplomatic and possessive. Oh, wait, did it say possessive? Okay. And this is as the perspective of Maiden. Be polite. Hello, you tell the demon your name and explain that you're Maiden from the village. Okay. The Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. Obedience. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figured it's time to go home. The way you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. You don't know the Overlord's castle is like right there. Explain everything that happened. He seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. At what nerve? You're very upset the so-called hero would treat you this way and leave in a huff. Return to the village alone. Everyone's very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions. You tell them your story. Explain the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. We're loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You understand, you've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what might have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero? They ask. They could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on their own without harm. It was conspired with the demons, trying to trick everyone with believing you aren't. I can't read right now. It's like my brain is reading it, but it's not processing it. Into believing that they are horrible creatures. We know them to be, so they are. What? Have the people of your village always been like this, blind by their fears and hatreds of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you've missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for a public execution. You're to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. Wonder what would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn. You can only cry for them. You're so sorry. Executed maiden. That's horrible! Okay, let's do this again, but we're not going to be obedient. Refuse to leave. Put your foot down and tell her that you're not going anywhere. This is adorable. It's just like, also because she would die. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything, so hooray. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero after them. Realize that that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. Express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants being killed off by them. I've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. Maybe different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. Would you if it turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to— okay, it's the same thing. I just got some lunch. Some lunch! Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. You think that a hero enters the room. He didn't genocide them. I remember that. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. Explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. He expresses the relief for the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. Apologize you're causing trouble, but really didn't anyone read your note? Jeez. Oh wait, have I rewrite this? The Overlord rejects. She's not having it. Wait, I'm gonna let her go. Leave me no choice. Okay. Am I allowed to skip it? Back yourself into a corner. Expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord is a horrible way like this. It was your destiny after all. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means. There's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Captured maiden. Okay, yeah. So we are going to do... Okay, wait. If we put obedient right here, then possessive wouldn't do anything. Let's do this one. Skip. Skip. You love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. But Maine turns out to be very stubborn. I ain't leaving! What are you talking about? They're lesbians. They're in love. Don't want to hurt her. You also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is just asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. Enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not all what she expected them to be. Glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans. Okay, yeah. This maiden is different. Because maybe you've been lying to her. Okay. Keep her here. She wanted you. Oh. But you don't understand. Move a budge. Here it's cautious now. I kill him. She's like, ah! Why? Why'd you do that? I wanted to here. You're mine. She backs herself into a corner. How stupid. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. It's love. Selfish overlord end. Alright. Now let's see. Hero has the most, but it's pretty even all across the board. Let's get the underlings down. Ooh. Dutiful, hungry, disloyal, tyrant. Tyrant, hungry, dutiful. Can't be both. What if he is both? Oh wait, no, that's not gonna do anything. Yes. It's not gonna do anything. Dutiful and diplomatic. I don't really care. Was it disloyal as well? I can't think. Okay, wait. I can't remember. Disloyal, hungry, tyrant. Disloyal. You're sick of this overlord holding onto you and your friend's back. Agree that it's time to change the management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. Like some of that, you announced your first act of rebellion is to take the day off like you wanted. Your friends are very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. Sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Eat her. Change your mind and leave. Okay. Save yourself. I didn't do this before. The grounded, lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle until you remember your role as an underling, that is a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. You'll start a new life far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep dark forest somewhere. That sounds nice! Deserter underling, and that actually sounds really nice. Why did I have to be hungry to do that? Okay, let's see. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I just need him to be dutiful. Okay, that makes sense. Day off work. Let her stay for a while. The sound of battle have started raging through your castle halls. Maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing, no big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset your maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before a hero bursts into your room. But you shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero stands there, unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about, your castle has really taken it out of you. The hero did this? There's so much blood. Why, did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. They were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? Hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing. But you are beyond hearing that kind of bull. You've had it with these humans trying to always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer holding yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Wrathful Overlord end. God, there are so many endings. Why? Why? There are just so many endings. Why? Okay, let's do that as the maiden. Be polite. Always be polite. Wow, it just goes straight to it. The hero barges into the room. His cloth, stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. Realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. Explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. She didn't even realize he was apologizing. Watched silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you had been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. I mean, I thought you would think it was understandable. He came in, murdered her entire platoon of people, or army of people. Somehow managed to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never looked back. Skip Maiden and A. So, okay, I remember what the underling did during these ones. Okay, let's get the maiden up. Heroic. Okay. Overlord. Antisocial. Dutiful. Heroic. To be polite. Antisocial. That's for the maiden. Alright, this should get me to new dialogue tree. Hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. A martyr. Protect her. Selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny. You think, you never could have imagined this would be the way you would die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. Glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Okay, so that must be... Now, what if we don't do martyr? And now it just gets to it. After this, gets to it. Do nothing. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. Try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festival regardless. It's horrible! Complacent maiden. It's horrible! I'm actually going to end this episode here for today. Next episode we'll finish this. I'm almost exactly halfway through. So let's finish this in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe if you're new here. Make sure to ring the notification bell to be notified of upcoming videos. It helps a lot. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Love you guys. Bye!